So I want to review a little bit last week because once we got done with the class and I recorded and everything, I thought, well, I forgot to say one of the most important things that I do. Yep. So with compensations happening in early development in the right side of the brain, we care for people, animals, and nature the most, even though our environment might make us think less of people, basically, sometimes. But innately, we really do care, and that's why we're so sensitive and caring and blah, blah, blah. So when I do phonological awareness, we practice word imaging, but based off our ability to be able to picture image, recognize that you can picture image well, and then we transfer it to words that aren't so interesting. They're 2D, they're boring, they're black and white. There's nothing there interesting.
Right.
So let's go with people, animals, or nature. Which one's your favorite to look at?
Let's look at animals.
That's what the kids choose most. I'd choose nature, but because sometimes we can have animals. Anyway, they choose animals the most. When you see one that's interesting, let me know.
Let's do the panda bears.
Good. Now, since you're a child and I'm an adult, you seem to pay attention closer to details than I do, which is so interesting to me. So tell me something you know I won't notice.
Um, the
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Okay. How about this little bit of brown right here? You see
sure,
it?
yeah.
Okay. And look at him looking at her. You can use your imagination sometimes. Pretend that's what kids end up doing because they are who they are. They're eccentric, wonderful selves. So they'll say, she's interested in him. Okay. So anyway, let's take it away and let's get this picture image in your mind using those two details that we said. And let's take it away. Okay. So I have to close my eyes because I'm an adult. And I've been practicing a while, so I can do it well now. What are the two details, by the way, we said?
The brown and that they were looking at each other. The
Did that
one's
help?
interested in the
Yeah,
other.
right. Did that detail help you get the image better into your mind?
Yes.
Is it black and white or is it all in color?
It is in color.
Are you looking at the image now?
Yes.
Tell me, is she got something in her mouth? Or does he have something in her mouth? Or did they both have something in their mouth?
He has something in his mouth.
Okay, let's look. Yep, and maybe they both do, but we definitely know he does. So it's weird because when you look into your mind, it's that trusting your mind,
Right.
trusting what you're seeing, hearing. That's so important with the whole program that kids cannot be consciously aware, but they can look into their mind and it comes into their conscious. So
Right.
it's really cool. So, okay, let's do the same thing with words. Like I said, not so interesting, but we have to communicate. We have to know words. We don't have a way around it, do we? So we're going to use sight words because those are the ones that have to be memorized because they're not following the phonetic rules. And in Montessori, you learn 50 sight words and you start phonetics. So remember, this is the ones that are used for my kids. They have to have the concept now uh, of just being able to memorize a word by looking at the details.
Mm-hmm.
Not very interesting. So I go and rewrite it for them. What color should I use to write our word that they missed? They didn't read correctly, by the way. That's why that's that.
Right. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
let's do purple.
Okay. I think this is like a purpley pink. Is this all right with you?
That's great.
Good. Okay. So my details on this one, I'm not saying the word yet because we're not concentrating on meaning. None of the verse classes are concentrating on meaning, which become fluent readers. You haven't noticed that.
Right.
Okay. So So sometimes I mention meaning because I just feel like it. But anyway, how many letters is my detail usually? 3. This is that sound word knowledge I'm constantly talking about.
Right.
But this isn't a sound, this is for word knowledge. But 3, and how many, what's your detail?
2 tall straight lines.
Ah, like 2 people, 2 men, 2 people. Okay. Because that's what the kids would do. They'd start to make up 2 people following her, two guys following her. Because they all go into the park together. Anyway, so that's great. Now let's get this word image into your mind. Okay. You tell me the 2 details that we said.
Uh, there are 3 letters and 2 tall people.
Okay, good, good. Where are they headed?
To the park.
Okay. So do you have it imaged into your mind using those details? You have to write it into your mind, I guess, like I do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm writing it into my mind. Now I can see it, and it's even pink. What are those 3 letters you see in your mind?
ALL.
Good. Okay, so that is actually what I did last time. This is where I totally forgot
Okay.
because my kids have been in this class for a long time with me
Right.
because it's just a constant reminder of this skill of word imaging that I forgot that when I first started with them, we did some of the phoneme manipulation. So I
Okay.
said, okay, so we have ALL, that's the word all. Now let's play around a little bit. What if I threw you a B sound to put it before the A? What word do you have now?
Ball.
Good. Okay, now throw me the B back. Okay,
All.
here's a K. Put the K before the A sound. What do you have now?
Call.
Good. Now let's take away the O at the end. Throw it to me. Okay, and I'm going to give you a sound. What word do we have now? You can
Alls.
go with cat or
Oh, wait.
at. It doesn't matter. It's whatever the child has, as long as they're
Okay.
manipulating those phonemes
Got it.
in their
Right.
mind and their mind. I'm hoping they're seeing these being thrown and put into what they've already imaged to their mind.
Okay.
So there we go.
So,
That's
yeah.
the pretty
Okay.
major part that I
Right.
forgot to
Yeah.
cover
That
last
makes
time,
sense. Yeah.
just because I'm not practicing it right now. Okay. So good. I want to also say that I intended last time to show some of the poetry because that can lead into very similar stuff with poetry that I do because we look at people, animals, and nature and um form poetry from
Right.
this
Which
is
we did do that.
yeah, did I read some of the poems though?
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Okay.
we made a poem, but we haven't read any
Okay.
poems. Yeah.
So I wanted to read some
Yeah.
because yeah, these kids that what you saw was the very beginning of it, and then you
Right.
develop it into sometimes traditional poetry using their natural
Mhm.
abilities of some can rhyme, some can form meter pattern
Right.
naturally. So these are some that are advanced. So I want to say about what reading brings out psychologically too, because this is an outlet. It's an outlet for sure.
Mhm.
It says long, scary nose, looks scary, but very harmless and caring. He's a bottom feeder. He wouldn't attack, but just in self-defense. Dyslexia is almost like a shark. With it, it's misunderstood. The positive things, very friendly, aren't as different as you think. Just born different, like a shark. As a all sharks all are different on how they look, nor people with dyslexia in the way they learn. So again, it ends up being a subconscious outlet
Mhm.
through their writing their poetry. I love this one. I love this one because I have in my mind what this child looks like, and it's not a
Okay.
lady. It's a boy, and I can see him using this as an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Lone stranger pondering direction as an overcast sky blackens night further. Where will she go? So just seeing him, and it's
Yeah.
back to who he was as a person. Oh, I love this one. Scene. So all poetry is deep and have a lot of mystery for dyslexic people. There's always an interesting scene. Silver bullets and jeweled gun, cozy in velvet, looked away, seen by all, used by none. The purpose of one thing, to kill or to be seen. The choice has been made for this one. I love that one. Let me go. Okay, so this one is one of my favorites because she's a young girl. She was 7 or 8 at the time, and really, really, really imaginative and creative.
Mm-hmm.
So she did this digital art herself and wrote it. Abstract art, face of curiosity, curiosity of magic. I mean, literally.
Oh.
How can you come? I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So on and on. This one, is a shape poem. They, one of them on here. They all turn into some sort of traditional poems. Somehow, when you've been doing it long enough, it really does. There's one I wanted to, hopefully it's on here. Now, this one I thought was interesting because he's a songwriter now. He started off just doing poetry. Now he performs songs for people. So I'm really, really proud of that. But anyway, he enjoyed the picture he had in his room. So it's not necessarily one that you get from Canva. It's not necessarily one that you can draw it and send it to me or whatever. You can have drawn it in the past and sent it to me or painted it. But this is a painting that it was his grandfather's. Mountain dream, vivid green, light olive trees, calm hushed wind, small home smelling scent, staring at vast waters. I think I meant to say, I misspelled that one. But anyway, that happens.
Right.
Now this person was last one, highly autistic, and so most proud of this one. Because I helped with it, and her mom helped with it.
Mm-hmm.
Red blossoms, lonely awareness. You're seeing a theme here?
Yeah.
Okay. Ornate hat, detached perch, ties that bind, estranged interactions. So anyway, and that's okay. So I could go on and stop. Let's do the next class, enrichment class, which is, so we done phonologic awareness. I added cursive the other day. I won't probably do it. This video is available on my board.
Okay.
And then code and many colors we just did again, and then applied math is next. Okay, so my least favorite to teach, because I haven't conquered my dyscalculia, and even at attempts to think, because it's just another symbol that you manipulate and calculate, that they would make a difference. It's all based on my inability to have number awareness, number concept. So I literally don't know how to rechange that. So this is math is my least favorite still, even though I tried as hard as with my reading, basically.
Right.
Conquer. So, oh well, what you gonna do, right? So anyway, I decided though I did want to offer math up to 4th grade math, because even though I've tested up to 11.5, because actually as an adult I took a test to see where my math ability was. It's 11.5, which I'm really proud of. But it's only teach up to 4th grade. We're gonna start with easy word problems. So let me pull up. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let me get it from here real quick. I didn't mean to close it out. Great. On there. Okay, it's not on there. It's on here. I gotta add it. Oh no. Let me find my math. Let me find what it says math word problem. Hmm. Okay, it's gonna be the last one. Watch it. Math word problems. Hmm. This is where, there it is at the top.
Right at the top. I didn't see it either.
I'm gonna put it to the board right now while I'm thinking of it because it really needed to be on this board because it's an explanation of it and link, other links. Hold on. Okay. So anyway, okay. That's how it looks like for me. That's how it looks like for the person who gets the board, is the explanation of dyslexia and math abilities. Every single one of these classes have a long explanation.
Hmm.
So it's going to be done on this whiteboard that they changed. Remember where I was,
Right.
not that one. Didn't save. Okay, I'm just gonna use the regular whiteboard. That's so upsetting it didn't save. Okay. Let me bring this one smaller. But this is my handy bit. I have all those fancy boards that, become popular with virtual learning, come popular, and I still end up on this regular Zoom whiteboard anyway, most
Right.
of the time. And so I show them that we're going to pick out the most key information. So we are going to underline the data. The data comes first. Let's underline the data. Why is my dog licking my hand while I'm trying? So, that's not cool. Not letting me underline the data. Any idea why?
I don't know. Also, I'm just seeing a white board. So I'm not seeing anything else. Is there something else I should be seeing?
Yeah,
Yeah, my board is just white.
this and
That should be on the whiteboard.
okay, maybe that's why I too couldn't. Okay, so let's underline the data. Ready? We're gonna
Okay.
underline it.
Oh, there we
72
go.
blocks. Daniel removed 72 blocks from a jar. There were originally 84 blocks in the jar. How many blocks are left in the jar? So did we get all our data?
Yes.
Okay, so it's their math, by the way. So now we've got the data. We're going to analyze the data. So we're just going to study it a bit before we start to manipulate and work with it. So let's think about it. Is 72 more or less than 84?
Less.
Right. So there we manipulate. Now we're going to recreate it, and let's look at when we found out if we're going to add, when did we find out we're going to subtract, when we're going to multiply, when are we going to divide.
Mhm.
So let's recreate that. Let's look and see what words told us that. So Daniel removed 72 blocks from a jar. There were originally 84 blocks in the jar. How many blocks are left in the jar? So this is where I teach them that the word, when we're saying how many left, tells us that we're going to either add, subtract, multiply, divide. So we're going to
Okay.
circle that information. Let's circle it in a different color. Red, okay. Okay, so now I'm going to have to, hopefully, I know you can't see it there, so I'm going to have to put it from notes. I'm so upset the other one didn't work, the fancy one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see my notes here, right?
Yep.
Good. Okay, so y'all saw how I did that. So if you want to share both, it'd be notes and things. So I'll put 72 at the top because that's how they presented it to us.
Mhm.
And then when we're saying had left, so this is D-A-R-E, evaluate. So we're saying how many left, and we're evaluating that. Is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division?
Subtraction.
Yeah, so we put what's called a minus sign, don't we? Okay, so, and then we have 84 on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to have to look at this and let's pretend like they're on subtraction. You know, in a Montessori, it goes actually like this. You ready for the Montessori way? It goes addition, multiplication, division, and lastly, subtraction.
Interesting.
And that's the way that I go, same way. Because when we're talking about word problems, kids aren't going to want to get rid of stuff psychologically. They're not all about getting rid of anything or giving away anything. That's
Right.
one reason. But the other, the hierarchy should be where it's addition leads into multiplication, because it's just multiplying what you add, you know. Division would go next, because subtraction is just half of that number, of whatever number, and you're taking away for the one. So so this would be a student that's mastered addition, multiplication, and division that we would be doing this with.
Okay.
So they're definitely ready for borrowing.
Okay.
So I could do it the way Common Core does it, with 70 plus 2 and all of that. Plus 2, but I still do the old school way of doing it, because it's about working and manipulating word problems, and then I'm not doing it Common Core, because that's not my focus on. My focus is on mastering word problems.
Okay.
So so we're gonna have to borrow from this, so we're gonna have to put a 1 on the top. Okay, so if we get that here, this makes it 12 minus 4. Okay, so let me show you 12 minus 4. You ready? No, I did that wrong, didn't I? I made that a 6. Okay, so because I'm borrowing.
Right.
Okay, so 12 minus 4. Let me show you how I do that with them. So we grab 12. So grab 12. Say 12. And then we count down 11, 10, 9, 8. We still use our fingers, because what did I tell you about number concepts? Unless we can figure out number concepts and fixing that, when it comes to calculations, you're still going to have to use the manipulative, whether
Okay.
it be your hand or your finger or something, or actual manipulatives, which I prefer not to do. You know that, because of the extra sensory. So just the movement of fingers is fine. So what was 12 minus 4?
8.
8. Okay. Did I do that wrong? I did it wrong, didn't I? Because you can't take away 6 from 8.
Right. We should,
Put up the higher
84
number
should
on
be
top.
on top. Yeah.
Ah,
I thought maybe you had something else going on. I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna follow this.
No, it's called having a migraine and
Oh.
not practicing this class enough, doing this enough. It's true. Okay, never mind. So now we
Makes
can
it
take
much
away.
easier.
Yes, there we go. So so we're still gonna grab 4 and take away 2. Ready? Let's grab it. 4. 3, 2. So here we go. Okay. So we're gonna be grabbing 8 and taking 7. So we go 8,
8.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so there we go. It's 12. So okay, so we did there when we did this. Now we're just ready to say of what, because you always have to say what
Right.
are we working with, so blocks. Okay, so real quick, I gotta say, if it was an addition problem, they always forget that they borrowed and there's a number still on top. So
Right.
let me say if it was an addition problem real fast. Okay, so 4 plus 2. So we can grab 4 and go up 2. So it's
Okay.
4, 5, 6. Okay, and then okay, that was not high enough to go to here.
Right.
9. Here we go. Okay, so let's grab 9 and go up 2. So 9, 10, 11. Go. So here, this is where they forget that they've added a 1 there.
Okay.
I play a video, which I'm not gonna do because we don't mess up sharing it. 1's the loneliest number, it's number 1. And so that song gets played in their head every time they forget that 1 that's stuck
Okay.
up there. Okay, so we're gonna go for 9 plus 1, I mean 8 plus 1 real quick. So grab 8 and grab 1, that's 9. Now we gotta go for our 7. So you have 9, and it's like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's not a time where we don't grab a number, by the way.
Okay.
Next after this, I really need the other board for, I make the hundreds, and when we go up past 2-digit addition into 3, I definitely do the hundreds block and the tens and the ones and start teaching that. And I really want to show that. But okay, so I can't show that today. I'll review it next time when I have the other board, but I draw out those and I'll show you what I do. But that's when I get to 3-digit. I'm gonna have to say one important thing before, and then my dog's taking my focus. Oh, I work on when definitely we're at 3-digit. 3-digit. You don't go to 3-digit till you master 2-digit.
Right.
3-digit number. Let's just say addition problems. My dogs have got to go. Go. I do math fluency with them, where we just read it out fluently.
Okay.
Along with the working on the place value. So 192 plus 702. We just keep on going through a whole board just like this. This math fluency reading is so important with that. Okay, so now the fun part. So the next step after doing when you do up to subtraction, because remember mine goes addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, then they can start with project work. Okay, so I was going to show you some project work that we've done where we're applying. That's why it's called a applicable word problems. So what this I hold during the summer because they're just kind of done with my classes, like same classes. So enrichment really happens most during the summer.
Yeah.
Intervention and remediation type stuff happens during the school year. So we pick a problem that's going on in the world. This group, I had 3 groups going, and they're all levelized by ability of math ability, right? Okay. So I had 3 groups going, and this one chose saving the ocean, and they made these pamphlets. So we worked with a ton of data.
Okay.
And manipulating that data to come up with what we were going to put all over social media, which we did when these pamphlets that we worked out. So so what do we care about more than anything? People, animals, or nature. So all the project work was based off of, this one was obviously nature.
Right.
And the second group was also nature, and the third one was animals.
Okay.
But this is people too, if you think about it. But
Right.
so so problem each year 1.6 million plastic water bottles and 1.1 million. Oh, I forgot to tell you, they did all the graphics.
Okay.
We this is not a real bottle. No bottle that looks like this.
Right.
They came up with all these graphics,
That's
all
cute.
on yeah. And then we put Trash Island was established in 1997, so we did a lot of research on Trash Island. Um, yep. So listen to their solution, and it involves this bottle that they did. Problem each year 1.6 million plastic water bottles and 1.1 million bottle caps are left on the beach that end up in the ocean. Solutions make aluminum cans for water. So we had researched all about the aluminum cans now being on the beach and the reason why. There's a good reason why. Make available in every convenience store in every coastal area. So that way, every coastal town no longer had plastic water bottles available, that they had to grab these, that made people conscious of Trash Island. So I think this is Trash Island underneath here. And the red label was like a warning, so look, they won't have the regular plastic bottles. They got a warning here. And make them available seasonally in summer months from end of May to the end of August. So we knew that we even figured out like maybe cost of these water bottles for distributors. And we contacted distributors even through via email to tell them, to show them our pamphlet and our idea for saving the ocean, by the way. Let's put this on every social media outlet. But so we did say that it was going to cost them a lot of money through the calculations, the dare and all that, that they'd say, okay, fine, we'll just make it available in certain areas and certain months. Then
Right.
you might be able to agree to do it. So the students come up with this. Why our water bottle? 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic debris are in the ocean, and 8 million metric tons, it looks like it's spelled wrong, go into the oceans each year. Aluminum is more sustainable than plastic. There we go. Aluminum also may degrade quicker than plastic. Okay, so I thought that was a brilliant solution.
Right.
So is it outside of the box? Yes, because we're all neurodivergent in the way that we can come up with outside the box solutions. I liked it a lot. That's a good one. And I love this. They came up with the graphic on this to promote the YouTube channel that was based off this whole project that we did. I don't know why, I just love this one. Okay, so that was one group, and that was 7 weeks of work. So
Okay.
were they interested the whole time? Yes. Did the math applied word problems that we're doing as we're figuring out this data for this be a problem for them? No, because they were really invested in it and they
Yeah.
saw a reasoning of why.
Right.
So here's another one I posted. This was a younger group, and I love what they did too. They came up with these graphics. Boy, we spent a lot of time discussing, should this go there? Should this go there? Save the deer, save the, what's it say, world? No,
I can't see it.
I'd have
It's
to go to the
yeah.
other original. Problem, the deer eat your garden. Solution, deer paradise. Yep. Okay, I love this. Deer paradise, land plot description. So they were keeping in mind that people that own a lot of land regionally can set up a deer paradise, so that would the deer would flock to their land, not other people's land where they might get shot. So deer paradise is actually really complicated because it's all self-sufficient. and how it has these deer feeders that solar panels would, so the person who agreed to put deer paradise on their land doesn't have to actually work it, that it works itself through a mechanism that feeds the deer and gives them water. I think the next slide shows more detail on that. But the actual plot of land that they came up with is the type of food that goes into these feeders. Is it's all self, like I said, it's all self-contained, all whatever. They actually research what kind of food the deer like the most. And then the deer feeders are here on the land, these actual houses. So it brings them into a secluded place to where they'll want to spend most of their time. So in deer paradise, they're carers, people who agree to buy these plots of
Okay.
land. So they're called carers. Those who care for deer, they can buy a plot of land which contains 7 deer houses. So it'd be really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was another one here.
Okay.
Description below for free. For free. So this Deer Paradise organization sets them all up for the owners. The owners just agreed to have these on their land. The 1,000-acre land allows 20 families to care for the deer. So there must have been a major area too that has 1,000 acres. I didn't remember that. Each allotted plot includes 50 acres of deer paradise. Each square of plotted land for your garden will be, and they figured out the dimensions based on how much land the deer actually need. They actually did the research. Yeah. So, okay, here's the solar panel description that I love. The student wrote this, and the water comes down. Deer house description. The deer houses, which contains the deer feeders, include a self-contained watering system controlled by solar panels. The houses are placed in each section of deer paradise, which we saw. We saw it was 9 in a certain amount of land. And they are a total of 7. Oh, this is a total of 7 feet, 7 of the 6 feet tall. Oh, okay, they're all 6 feet tall because we figured out we figured out what the largest deer size would be, and we want to make sure that they can get into. And that the feeders are 4.5 feet tall and 3 feet wide because we figured out how many deer would be in there at one time, so they'd have enough feet between it. But there's 7 of them, so don't worry on each plot of land. Then go to another one if one one's full. But and then they're 4.5 feet tall, but we figured out that because the doe, we figured out how big the doe are to reach in that need it. So we did that calculation. So the roof is 5 by 5 feet on each side of the roof. There was a reason by the 5.5 and how many gallons that this held and everything. So this is all comfortable for the deer in deer paradise. Okay, here's further descriptions of, this is the student. So it's the soybean plants, okay? Soybean plants are what goes in here because Bob White soybeans are the cheapest. So remember the farmer, the person who agrees to have this on their land or whatever, doesn't have to pay. The organization pays
Right.
for these. So we had to figure out the cheapest that they would be growing, and it's Bob White soybeans. So each deer paradise provides you with their very own deer feeder with Bob White soybean plants and seeds. For the deer to reach the feed, its comfortable position is recommended at 3.5 feet tall. I thought it was 4. So originally we had it on the ground. We said it was most comfortable on the ground and comfortable for the deer, the fawns being at 3.5 feet. We decided to make the 2 feet 3 feet and added 6 inches, which means the total height should be at 2 feet 9 inches. Okay, so I guess we changed our mind from the original, but didn't know that. But anyway, That's all I want to say about that. Okay. So
Yeah.
anyway, so once you graduate, getting to understand about word problems, you become some applicable problem solutions
Right.
project. Oh my goodness, there's one that I didn't get to show about the birds. I gotta go find it. Hold on, let me because we have a few minutes. Let me go
Yeah.
find the bird one. It's a bird one that had a bird feeder. Gonna be around. Um, let's see. Hmm. No. So I know it was save the squirrels. That's what we're looking for.
Oh,
Took me a minute. Save squirrels. We're looking for a squirrel. But the squirrel one was kind of similar in a way to the deer one.
okay.
They're saving squirrels. Not here. Should have put save the squirrel, right?
That just keeps wanting to take you to save the dates.
I know. Well, I still have these Twitter account open because they were so into it
Oh,
that I would hate for even a year and a half later for them to be able to still find it because that's how into it. And they were looking for their followers and it was crazy.
gosh, that's cute.
And really a lot of our ideas came from that guy who did forest everywhere, got people to want to get forest everywhere. What's his name? He's a big YouTuber.
I don't know.
How do you spell squirrel?
I think it's only one L.
Okay, so yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Hold on. Oh no. Let me try to find it on our Instagram. We literally had it everywhere. I want to change to my other account. Nope. Ah, the only saved squirrel I know. Oh, here's our save the deer. Save the squirrels. There it is. There is a couple of them. Oh no, we didn't put the whole pamphlet out there.
Oh.
Oh, 15 followers. Oh man, it's not going to be the whole pamphlet because they I'm really determined for you to see this that they made and yeah. They made a, let me draw it for you. They they're same deal. An organization brings it to your house, so it's no worry to the owner. I mean, it was a lot of modeled after, one was modeling after the other, let's put it this way.
Right.
I don't remember which one was more the model, but they their own birdhouse. But down here at the bottom, and a child actually made it for his house, was a place more interesting for the squirrels. So that it was like this, like you see, but it
Uh-huh.
was more interesting for the squirrels because it had the specific food the squirrel liked, not this food, and it did block them just like normal ones that you see. But
Right.
then they had a like a whole obstacle course built out for the squirrels. So then they would be like going on the obstacle course and they'd be totally distracted and not wanting to
Not
go
eat the bird
to.
food. That's adorable.
But they had to figure out the calculations of the size between the two here and how far from the ground. They even got as far as how far from the house because you didn't want them
Right.
messing with
Didn't
the
want the
house.
squirrels in the house. Yeah, obviously.
So anyway, I'm gonna let you go a little early because
Yeah.
obviously applied math is my least favorite of all. But I just wanted to make sure people realize it. It's like math can be good for us if we see a purpose behind it. We know the
Right.
why
Right.
more
Yeah.
than any other thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
very true.
if I emphasize anything else, developing number concepts at an early age, as soon as 18 months, they can start moving to get that Montessori whole number concept, hold apart
Right.
number concept, and a lot of transferring from take one-to-one correspondence. Now,
Yeah.
maybe if I would have had that when I was young, I would have been able to conquer math better. I
Yeah.
don't know, because I
Right.
still feel like that's where the problem leads
Mhm.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to look back and know what could have been done different. And
Yeah,
you hope that you do things so that your students have a different experience.
that's
Like,
right. That's right.
yeah.
But I
Yep.
know you're a great, great tutor teacher, so you get it. I'm glad you're going through a good program.
Yeah, I am at this point very pleased with my program. I was very apprehensive